Hey guys, it's Huntin for Games, and we're taking a short break from our regularly scheduled programming to bring you a Final Fantasy XI Monk special. I mean, not really. It's still just the favorite Notorious Monsters, but the early 40s really focuses on Monk, so we'll get back to all the other favorite Notorious Monsters in the level range in the next couple weeks, but these 4 NMs really hold a special place in all Monk's hearts, or the hearts of anybody trying to get a boatload of gil by doing the Brown Belt quest, because that's what we're talking about. Just for fun, we're going to do the whole shebang as my level 80 Monk, because of course we have to. Monk is like really high, terrible delay on hand-to-hand. Like, it's deceiving, but you actually sit there for a while, and then you're like, geesh, geesh. See you in 10 minutes. All of a sudden, by the end of the game, you're like, geesh, geesh, geesh. But before we get to the brown belt, let's take one quick look at the hugely underappreciated wonder of the Final Fantasy XI Notorious Monster world, Karata. Who is Karata, you ask? No one special. He just drops a pair of level 30 Cesti that are rare exclusive and Monk only, but they're just so cool. They're another great example of what made Final Fantasy XI great. They're only useful for a couple levels or so before they're decidedly not worth it. But they were a unique gear set option that changed how your whole job played for just like a little while. The Boreas Cesti were some of the lowest delay hand-to-hand weaponry in the game, and definitely for that level range. But they had pitifully low damage, so why were they any good? I mean, it's like super bad. It's like 6. But it had additional effect wind damage effect, which secret revealed was 100% of the time. So that's like 0 to 7 wind damage on top of every hit you do. It just ends up adding up a lot. It was a decent pair of Cesti, and it was like really cool and unique, and you felt weird, and you're like, look what I can do. It was oddly efficient damage-wise for like a few levels, before overall damage plus weapons started to kind of break away. This is all ruined with the introduction of Dancer, of course. I mean, as soon as Sambas were a thing, Drain Samba, Haste Samba, it was a detriment to wear these things because they overrode the Sambas instead of like working with them. Also, the only other item I ever had that did anything like this was the Sirocco Kukri, which truly was like an awesome piece of gear later in game. Again, Dancer made it like slightly less awesome. And then the post 99 level cap made it utterly useless. I'm so sad about that Sirocco Kukri. I wish we could like upgrade that or something. Off topic. So sad. Anyways, moving on, let's look at those 3 assholes that you'll need to kill to fulfill that god-awful brown belt quest in order of least to most annoying. First, despite how awful he may seem, we have Morr bulgar. This is definitely the first time I've said the word Morr bulgar out loud. Morr bulgar. Morr bulgar. It's not even hard, it's just weird. Morr bulgar. Anyways, he's the Marlboro from hell. He drops the first of your 3 required items, the Morr bulgar vine, and has a nasty 21 to 24 hour respawn time, but I'll tell you why I still think he's the easiest. For one, the Morr bulgar vine is 100% drop rate. Every time. If you get him, you're set. He's also a time pop, so no worries about killing any placeholders. He's deep down the disgusting depths of Ordel's caves, so no accidentally coming across this guy. Nobody's gonna be wandering by and be like, I'm gonna quick check the spot. No, you go there only for this. And then honestly, he looks like a pain in the ass. When have you been wandering around Vanadil and you're like, oh look, a Notorious Monster Marlboro that I didn't know about. I think I'll just try to kill it. No, you're like, maybe not today. Marlboros suck. Plus, if you look up what you need to do for the quest and you see this guy and you're like, 24-hour respawn, he's not gonna be your first try. You're gonna try to do one of the other 2 to see if you can get 1 or maybe 2 of the items that you need. You're not gonna start with the 24-hour spawn to see if you can get that one. It's a 100% drop rate. You know you'll get it eventually. If you get to that point in the quest where you're like, I can finish this quest, I just need 1 more. Those people avoided him until they were absolutely sure they could finish the quest. I hated Marlboro Notorious Monsters. Every time you see one, you're like, so I heard this thing's like level 35, so at 70 we might be able to take it. I don't know. That bird just sucks. Meaning, most of the time, if you went down there, he was probably up, just sitting there waiting to be plucked. If he wasn't, log off, check back in a few hours, check the next day. You'll run into him eventually. That's not to say he's easy. A 24 to 24-hour respawn is still super annoying, and 100% drop rate or not, he was level 40-something Marlboro. Obviously, that poses a problem for like anybody under level 60. He's tough. If Monk was your first job and you just hit level 40 or so and you really wanted that brown belt, you're not killing this guy on your own. You either have to get help or just come back to him later after leveling for a while. But he's still way easier than this next idiot. Deadly Dodo. The Cockatrice and Saruman campaign is just meant to instill hatred in the Notorious Monster system. I seriously think that is his primary goal. The Dodo dropped the Dodo skin, which like 20% of the time, which isn't bad. But his pop window is just evil. He's got a wide little range. in the northeast part of the zone that he can show up in. He's a lottery spawn off the Tabar Beaks in the area, but his respawn time is like 1 to 7 hours. What? Biggest benefit is that he's right outside Juneau, meaning you can go check on him like every once in a while, just be like, hey, I'm just hanging out, let's go see if Deadly Dodo's around. Chocobo out there. The downside is that everybody else can obviously do the same thing, but eventually you might catch them on an off time and get lucky. Problem here is that the Tabar Beaks pop like every 5 minutes or so. Meaning you constantly have to kill these things. It's not like you can kill something, check back in 15 minutes and see if it pops. You're just always there killing Tabar Beaks. After a few hours of doing that, it's exhausting. You're mentally and physically exhausted. So many times I'd be out there for hours and just lose focus, and someone would run along all mentally fresh and just claim him right out from under me. Ah! Some guy trying to finish his ranger quest would run by and be like, look, Deadly Dodo. He doesn't even have that yet. He hasn't finished the ranger quest. But check out that drop! Maybe I'll finally finish this quest. I can't believe it, yeah! Regardless though, that proximity to Juneau and random hopeful luck just made him way more convenient than the next guy, the NM that actually almost made me quit Final Fantasy XI, like countless times. New. Damn, stupid, never showing up, always popping on the wrong side of the... New was an asshole. His respawn time is 1 hour to infinity, I guess? I don't know, all the guys online are like... It can just take forever. You would just, meh. He drops the New Fang, the last of the 3 items you'll need for the great prize. Again, only like 20% of the time, but that's not why he's so annoying. Like Karata from earlier, he hangs out in Bucidine Glacier, which wasn't the easiest place to get to. Before I understood the wonders of conquest warping, and honestly, even once I did, it took weeks at a time to gather all those conquest points. There are only 2 ways to get out to Bucidine Glacier. Teleport Vassal, which will whip you out to Zarkabar, which I haven't mentioned enough is like a super dangerous area for most of the game. Also, good luck finding a Teleport Vassal. It's like a level 42 spell for White Mage, meaning that only White Mages that were serious about White Mages probably had it. Pickings were slim. Nobody ever wanted a Teleport Vassal, so you couldn't be like, I'll just group in with a bunch of other teleporters, we'll give you like 20k. No, you were the only idiot that wanted to go there. Bucidine was always such a tease because in Battalion Downs there's a way to zone into Bucidine Glacier, but it's a one-way hill, you can't get up there, so you're like, oh. Failing that, you could also walk through Rangamont Pass, which is full of slimes and scorpions and also isn't that easy. You probably wanted some silent oils. But how do you get there? You could take an airship to Sandoria. I guess if your home point was in Sandoria, go you, but probably not. You might have the outpost warp to Sandoria, but probably not. You could teleport to Lothane Plateau and walk all the way there with Chocobo. That could take a while. Point is, all the options were... It just took a while to get to Bucidine Glacier. Then once you're in Bucidine, it's in this far-off, weird little corner of the zone. The only thing worse was probably Fei Yin, but we're not going to Fei Yin today. We're going the other way. Point is, it's a bitch to get to, so once you're out there, you were determined to hang out there as long as it took till you got this drop, which guess what? Is gonna be forever. Bucidine was just awful because no matter what you did, no matter how you tried to get out there, you didn't have a Chocobo. So you had to have like silent oils, invis pots. Because once you're out in the middle of this frozen tundra in the deep back corner of Vanadil, you wait around for an unknown amount of time for a new to pop, with usually 3 or 4 people competing against you for whatever reason, and it's a sizable enough spawn that it just comes down to luck. Are you next to him when he pops, or are you on the wrong side? I got screwed so many times. I would totally be there for his pop and misclaim. I've claimed him 1 time with no drop. But I'd log out and I'd be like, I'll just come back later because I didn't want to leave Bucidine Glacier. And then I spent a whole week in Bucidine and I'm like, maybe I should just quit Final Fantasy XI. I hated New. I hated him so much. But I got it finally. Oh my god, I can't believe I can maybe finally finish this damn quest. All of this, as a reminder, was to try and finish the quest for the elusive brown belt. Look at that glorious thing. I've only ever bought it off the auction house. Being so pricey, it attracted a lot of monks and non-monks alike to the quest, and the quest is also a super important prerequisite for all future monks trying to do the black belt quest, which, oh my god, those items are actually ridiculous. I have the Behemoth's Tongue. I don't even remember where I got it, but I've held onto it forever in case I can get the other 2 items, which, spoiler alert, I cannot, but I'll still never let go. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching this Monk special on my road to all my favorite Final Fantasy XI Notorious Monsters. I've got more from the 40 to 50 range coming up in the next couple of videos. Let me know in the comments whether or not you've ever tried to do this quest and whether or not you succeeded. Did you finish it? Let's hear for all the career monks out there who are hopefully Taru like me, because that backflip at the end of Azure Fist is freaking awesome. Like the video if you've ever gotten all the way to Busadine Glacier just to die to some stupid, like, floating eye or something. Please subscribe if you're new. I've got plenty of videos coming each week, and I really hope to see you guys back. So thanks for watching.